Hey everyone, so I'm in New York and I'm headed to an amazing workshop today that I'm so excited about. I moved out into Pennsylvania, but there's something about my belly dance and shimmy sister community here in New York that I miss out there, even though I've met amazing people out there in many different communities. And so I'm headed over to dance class, and it's Bollywood, African, belly dance, and Latin. So it's going to be incredible 2.5 hour dance extravaganza. And so I'm walking down the street here, and I just wanted to connect with all of you because this theme has really come up for me. And it's a theme, I've seen throughout my life. It's something that I see in almost every session that I deal with. Hey! And so the theme that's come up for me today, and really for our lives, especially as women, is advocating for ourselves, right? Advocating for ourselves. We have been raised. Yes, Margie, I am. I'm actually going to a dance workshop that I've been sharing on my Facebook page, Groove Fit's 10-year celebration. It starts at 11:30 today till 2. There's Bollywood, African, samba, salsa, and belly dance. So I'm really excited. But I'm leaving tomorrow morning. I came for a really quick, 3 days. So I'm here in the city, and I was talking about this theme about advocating for ourselves, sticking up for ourselves. What happens as women, because we have been taught to be quiet, we have been throughout centuries, oppressed, placed into this position where basically we kind of have to roll over and do whatever is expected of us. And I do mean literally roll over, right, on our backs in missionary position, even if we don't want to. And so or on all fours, right? And so I'm getting a little blunt, but really, as women, we have been oppressed. As women, we've been placed into this position where we've been objectified, and beyond the objectification, we've been used as chattel, we've been used as vessels to give birth to children, where our value was just that. We know that, so it's not new what I'm sharing. But this whole idea of advocating for ourselves, to me, I'm not talking about the public sector, which of course has weight. I'm talking about in our relationships. I'm talking about in our friendships. I'm talking about at our jobs. I'm talking about in our love relationships. I've heard countless women, and I've read countless women and men, but we'll focus on women for today, who are always like, well, this is what he wants. This is what he wants. This is what she wants. Well, she said, if they're in a same-sex relationship, or he wants, and it's always about what he wants or about what she wants, or what the family demands of them. And so in olden days, where perhaps we were taken care of, and maybe this is happening in other parts of the world, where we were taken care of, where we were home, and maybe we didn't have much choice of the matter. We had to get married at a certain age, and we have to have children. And so therefore, whatever the family said, or whatever the husband said, or the partner said, we had to go along with it. So thankfully, because it is 2017, some of the people that I'm speaking to are in the Northeast, some people around the world, this energy about advocating. So let me define what I mean in this circumstance. Advocating to me means that we are taking responsibility for our needs and our desires. Advocating for me means that we drop into our own wisdom as women, into our own sacred wisdom, and we ask ourselves, well, what do I want? What do I want in life? What do I need? What are my needs? What do I want in life? And then we advocate that with our partners. Because for centuries, the way we've been taught, that's why some men think women are sneaky, or that's why some women call women catty. Because we've been oppressed, we haven't felt safe to speak our mind. We haven't felt safe to ask for what we want. So women skulk around and cheat to get their needs met, or don't tell the truth, or we have to navigate the darkness, we have to navigate the back doors, we have to skulk around to get our needs met. So when I'm talking about advocating, I'm talking about getting out of that. Stop skulking around, to step up into the light and be able to ask for what we want. Now, in order for us to ask for what we want, we have to know what we want first. We have to drop into ourselves and be really honest with ourselves. Because I know so many women out there who are like, no, I stay with this partner because they're secure, but I really want something else. Or I do this because of that. Or I'm staying in this job. And, you know, I've been that person who stays in that job. I've never really stayed in relationships to be secure, but I have stayed in jobs to be secure, being that my family left New York so long ago when I was like 20. And so I've always supported myself and lived on my own and lived in the city, lived in Queens on my own. And so it's been scary sometimes to advocate for myself at work, to try to get out of terrible situations because I felt I had to. So I speak to you, not at you, but with you. And so the invitation today is really for us as women to own the fact that we have more freedom today, right? Even though it's being pushed up on us, and even politically it's almost like they want to take us back in time, but to really stand in our own truth. And who we have to stand in our own truth with is really with ourselves to begin with, right? Really to, hey Ramona, hi beautiful. We have to stand in our own truth first with ourselves. And when we can stand in that truth with ourselves, and when we can own it, and we can honestly say, this is what I need and this is what I want, it'll be easier to attain it. It'll be easier to sit down and speak with a partner and say, you know what, I see this unfolding. I see this happening. I don't like it. This is what I need. What do you need? What's going on? And being able to negotiate, being able to reach some point. Because as women, we've been taught to be quiet. And so what happens is, for most women, we're quiet, we're quiet. Women stuff their feelings or starve their feelings or drink their feelings or cheat their feelings or do whatever it is that they do. And so we're not being honest with ourselves, we're not being honest with the world, and we're hurting ourselves. So on top of being in a world where we have been oppressed and where we are already hurt through media and the societal concepts of what a woman is, etc., we are now also hurting ourselves. We're internalizing that oppression and that pain and that limited ability to speak our truth. So what can we do? As I said earlier, the invitation to drop into ourselves, the invitation to connect with what we truly desire, what we really want, right? From as much a place of wholeness as we can, as much a place of honesty as we can, and then to not settle for less. But because we've been taught to settle for less, we've been taught to be quiet, we often keep bringing ourselves into a box, right? So often we're raised in a box, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that we seek the box. You know, I've met people who've left relationships, marriages, who said, I was stifled, I couldn't do it. And then they turn around and find another lover who stifles them, find another situation that stifles them. There's a part of us that's afraid to be wild and free. There's a part of us that's afraid to be independent, because what will we be without the box? And as somebody who really never had a box, you know, I've never been married. I lived with somebody for quite a bit of time, but I was always really honest. I always told them, and then I'm the one who left the relationship. And I was a stepmom to 3 kids. But being in that box does not bring freedom to me, so I'm always the one fighting the box in my personal life. So this was just a short video to invite you all to get honest with ourselves, to first be honest with ourselves, and then to speak our truth. Because what happens on the other side is that when we're not honest with ourselves, not only do we hurt ourselves through addictions, through negative energy, we can slide into depressions, we can disconnect from ourselves so much that we don't even know who we are anymore, right? Only in the eyes of the other, and how our husband sees us, or wife sees us, or family sees us. When we disconnect to such a level, we don't know who we are anymore. And that's an inside job. Not blaming us, right, that the world has been created this way, but it's an inside job. So if we can, each and every one of us, start to spend more time with ourselves, to not show up every time somebody needs us and run around and give our life's blood, like, you know, bleed for people and slash our wrists for people and drain ourselves. If we can really stand up for ourselves by giving us a little peace, a little quiet, a little time to know who we are, that it'll be easier to be able to communicate what we need. Another thought that's come to my mind as well is, you know, things happen around us. Everybody has their own agenda. And I found a lot of women and men as well who find themselves in situations, family situations, where they had no say, where everybody decided things around them, and next thing they knew, they had to be compliant with everything that was happening. And so as women, I've heard so many women say, well, I knew that was going to happen. I felt that. I saw that unfolding, and I knew I was going to be screwed. I knew that this was going to happen to me. And I asked them, well, did you say anything? And they said no. And so it's really important for us to, one, take the time to get clear and drop in. Two, to be honest with ourselves first, and then bring a little more honesty every day. Because for some people who haven't really been honest, it's going to be really hard to be honest with ourselves and then to bring it out into the world. And then the next level, after we are really conscious about our desires and what we're wanting, that we start to even just whisper them, tell them to our friends, to the people who listen, to the people who love us. We have to learn, and we have to create a habit of truth. You know, and this is for men as well, but I say that for women because we've been taught to smile. We've taught to be nice. Stand there and be pretty. Oh, take care of everyone. Oh, you're not going to step up and take care of everybody? That's the role you're supposed to have in the family. You're supposed to feed everyone, breastfeed everybody with your soul, you know? And while that it is a part of us, it's time for us to say, wait a minute, I'm going to choose who I feed. Because I'm a human being and I only have 24 hours in the day. And there are things that I also want in life. There are also dreams that I have. And for all of you mothers out there, you know, I've been a stepmom, I haven't given birth, but I understand you want to give to your children so much. But also when they get to a certain age in life, and no, dads too, they also have to learn to feed themselves. So I'm not saying cut them off, but I'm saying for us to continue this myth of the martyred woman, the sacrificed woman, that's just bullshit. The world is going to try to crucify us anyway and add, you know, 1 million babies on our backs and all the responsibilities of the world and of the healing. Let's not take it upon ourselves. Let's just take it off our back and go, wait a minute, everybody. I just communed with my soul. My soul says, I have a mission and this is what I want to do. Or I want to go belly dance right now, right? And I'm willing to take this bag on my back and I'm willing to put this on my head. But I'm not going to take on 20 billion things to make you feel comfortable. And so we have to get more used to being honest with this, because when we don't, not only do we get addicted, we get depressed, we get shut down, we also get really angry and bitter. Really angry and bitter. So to all my women out there, I love you. For anybody who's watching this later, I hope you get to the heart of this message, because I'm a little all over the place, because I'm really passionate about this topic. But drop in, connect to your true desires, start practicing them, and then it's going to take re-educating ourselves and then re-educating the people in our lives, because they don't know any better, because we didn't know any better. So let's do it one woman at a time, connecting to our own soul, and then sharing with our family and sharing with our friends. And bit by bit, for us to reclaim our lives, to reclaim our desires, to reclaim our own space within our bodies, to reclaim our own minds. You know, we fill our minds and our hearts with everybody else's problems because that's the way we've been raised, that we don't even know what we want anymore. So I say it's time for us to, and it's not selfish. We've been taught that it's selfish for us to think about ourselves, that it's selfish for us to proclaim what we truly want, what we don't want in our lives. And we have to be clear. Otherwise, things will just unfold around us and we'll wake up, as I wrote earlier in a post, with a really heavy blanket on us. Sending you all so much love. I am going to go dance. Sending you loves and shimmies. Bye.